happens when the boxes get to the bottom fully. That's going to work just fine. Well, that's going to work just fine until these get here, was what I was about to say. Out, having a massive dip in speed. I think it's going to catch back up. I'm going to run and grab something while it's getting itself back together, and hopefully the screen doesn't completely break. Yeah, the music in there was pretty exciting. Okay, here we go! Stream 2, Electric Boogaloo! I'm knocking these down to 2 hours. It is probably going to stay this way. Seeing as they now come after the regular stream, it's more like an exclusive section of the stream rather than it being an entire second stream. That's going to be the way this is from here on out. I'm going to try to keep whatever the Patron stream is to the same kind of category, but we're not going to be working on the game anymore. We're still going to be coding, but we're switching over to Botman. So that is what is going on now. And all that information should be up and visible. And the Patron post is up. So there we go. And I can minimize this, and we can go back to figuring out what's going on with Botman. So this is kind of switching mental gears here. And it's going to be... both of these don't actually need to be here. I didn't end up doing either of these, at least not yet. I am going to eventually want to move parts of this script out of it. There are some more say commands that I want. So, what I'm going to actually start with here is possibly cleaning up some of these commands and how they function. Just because right now you can see, like, with multiple options, it's checking each one individually when I think I would be better off making a dictionary of acceptable responses. So it's basically an inverted dictionary that has all of the possible commands you could say and then what the actual output is. So I need to go to the file location for Botman. Open folder in File Explorer will take me straight to where Botman lives. And then if we go into bin and debug, here's where the actual exe, that is this version of the script, is running. Okay. So if we go into working data is probably what we want. And we want to make a new file. So we just make a new text document, and we copy all of this, and we call it commands.json. All right. Yes, I do want to change it. And we open it back up again. Got to be very careful not to open up the one with my credentials in it, because that would be bad. In fact, for the purposes of testing, I'm going to actually not keep this here. I'm going to keep it somewhere else. New folder. And this will be working data test. That way I'm not playing around in the folder that contains my credentials until I'm ready to do that. So then we open up commands.json, and a JSON is going to require those braces in order to be recognizable. So that's good to go. And then what we're going to have it do is it's going to write to that dictionary. And basically what it will say, this will include basically every possible command it could recognize. So it might be a better idea to kind of break this up so that it's not searching an extremely long dictionary. But this will be the way to make it able to be more conversational, because I can just keep adding potential. Like, it just makes it a lot easier for me to expand the things that it'll respond to. Because I could just keep making this line longer and longer and longer and longer and longer and longer, but that would cause annoyance, mostly, honestly. And I think to some degree it slows down. Am I the rubber duck in this scenario? Rose, you are my rubber duck. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. We've moved over to Botman. So we are now working on that. And I'd like to get him able to accept multiple, like, he's able to accept multiple commands to do the same thing, but I would like it to be a little easier than that. And basically the way that'll work is we make this commands list. Oh, I totally got this, Rose. Yeah, I totally got this. So basically what it's going to be is, instead of it saying, you know, does the message equal this, instead it's going to say, is the message present in this list of potential commands? And then when it finds the one that it is, it will feed back the actual function that it's supposed to run. So it makes it a little bit cleaner and kind of infinitely expandable instead of what it is right now, which is very tedious to expand. So I think we can do it. We can make Botman better. So what needs to happen here is I need to... What happens if it's a starts with? I might need to split these up into subgroups, or make a separate version of the dictionaries that are... Can you make a dictionary that's a string on one side and a list on the other? It should let me do that. String, and then list of strings. Equals, whatevs, equals new. Okay, so yeah, that is a thing. I can do that. I can make a dictionary where one side, like the key is a string, and then the value is a list of strings. And so then the way that this dictionary would work, how quickly can it search the whole dictionary? Well, that's what I'm trying to make faster. So I'm going to flip it. And what it will do is, like, we'll get to... Yeah, you're exactly right. That would have been an expanding problem. So now the dictionary will only be as long as the number of actual correct commands. And I think what it's going to do is it will... so, like, let me go down here. So, like, the dictionary entries will be, for example, say friend code. Right? That's the command. We'll make it all one word to make it obvious. That's the actual, like, if that was the actual correct command. And then on the other side of it, there's a list of terms that's like, you know, it could be, say, friend code. No, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. This doesn't work. I can't flip it. Yes, I can. No, this is good. This is good. It'll just iterate through the dictionary. Oh, yeah, and yeah, I'm going to optimize this, because that idea worked a little bit, but not quite. This is going to work. This is going to work. So it could be, say, friend code, or FC, or, you know, was yo friend code. You know? It could be any of those things, for example. And so what'll happen when it gets here, instead of saying if message equals any of these things, or where's the friend code one? We'll do that one to be accurate. If message equals friend code, or friend code, right? Instead of it saying that, it'll just say what I'm doing in green here. If message in and then it would need to pull the actual response. So that's one of my file management functions, which it should be using. Yeah, it's using file manager. So I'm going to need a new read dictionary function, I think, because read dictionary is expecting to output a string. And import dictionary is even expecting it to be this specific kind, where it's... I thought about making it lists on the right side from the very beginning so that I only needed one of these. But I think we're going to make an import list dictionary as a separate function, because it's not going to be a very common thing, I don't think. If it ends up being a common thing, then I will optimize this so that it's only one option. But what we're going to do is take this entire import dictionary function and we're going to repeat it. And it's going to be import dictionary list. Or import list dictionary. It makes more logical sense because it's a dictionary of lists, not a list of dictionaries. So it's not the dict list, it's the list dict. Import list dict. Okay, there we go. And then... Okay. So it's expecting a list of strings as the second... as the value in this dictionary. So that's so far so good. Everywhere it's this, it needs to be changed. We need to take this and just copy it and drop it in everywhere. A listionary, exactly. Precisely. Because you're allowed to use any kind of object as this dictionary. So I think we'll be okay here. Okay, output equals... output needs to be updated also. Okay, paste that in there. Should be getting happier here. Is there a typo here? Yes. Okay, so far so good. The output to string is not great so far. Because the error... Okay. So what's going on here? For some reason it's... so that is supposed to be a list of strings. Oh, right, yeah, because that's supposed to be the second half of the dictionary. So... that means it needs to be a list. So there you go, it's a list. What's the syntax for a list? Am I being dumb? Let me see. Just show me the list. If I were to like manually define it, it's braces, not brackets. I need to read more before I just click on things. Maybe this needs to say new list of strings, and then it's happy. List needs to be capitalized. There we go. There it is. So there it goes. That's just my error handling thing so that I can pull the error even though it's supposed to return a dictionary, I can still just pass the error through into a blank dictionary so that I can pull it for whatever was trying to summon this. So it's now importing the right kind of dictionary. That defines it. And then that should be the main thing we need to do for this. We can go back to the other script. And where we have this problem, it should be if message in, but then it's not going to be okay. So we're gonna get rid of this and just actually do it. We're gonna leave the code as it was before, but we're gonna basically duplicate it. If message all the way up here where it decides we're getting a command. If message starts with that. It's got a few establishing things it does to define that it's in, like, I've received a command. So one of the things that it's going to have to do there is it's going to have to say dictionary of strings versus lists of strings called commands is equal to import list dict, and our information for that list dict is going to be, we need the file name is going to be commands.json. And the subfolder is going to be, we already know this because I just had to enter that. It's going to be working data test with that backslash. And that should be all the information we need for that. And then we have the commands now as something to check against. Which it means it needs to do that. It needs to pull in that dictionary every time. But I think it will average out to being faster after I add in all of these various options. So then what should happen? Well, we're going to continue using friend code as our test. I'm going to get rid of that example at the bottom there so that I don't forget why it's there and then inevitably freak out about the fact that there's code outside of my brackets. So right in here, we want to say if message, or no, we want to say, so in this case, it would be if commands of friend code. Okay. So if commands of friend code, meaning, so if in the dictionary we pulled in labeled commands, if you go to the key, which is the string side, the one that's just a string, not a list, and you check the friend code key, will return to you a list. So then it should be .contains. And then you want message in there. So basically we're saying or actually I can't do it that way, but it's a long story why I can't do it this way. It just, all you really need to keep in mind is because I'm using because there's threading involved here, I need to use this invoke function in order to actually run that particular command. So, or run that particular method. So, we have the duplicate version of this function right here. And what I'm going to do is disable the original one, right? All that comes back. We've disabled the original friend code thing. And then we say if commands of friend code contains message. So then we can go into commands. And we should be able to say one side has friend code. And then one side has a list of strings. So it should be friend code or friend code or friend code. I missed a quote here. Alright, so that should be valid. It looks like it's not valid because it's got those double brackets, but I think it's going to be okay. We'll see if it crashes on us. So we're going to run Botman, and then I need to actually open up my Twitch chat, which I didn't think about. We're going going to go to my channel and go to the chat. And I need to go to the mod chat. And then I need to pop out the mod chat. We can get rid of that. Okay, so we have this to control Botman. Batman. We have this to control Botman. And let me just... Can we clear it from here? Doesn't seem to want me to. It's whatever. I don't really care. Okay, so Botman didn't boot? Uh-oh. What's my build error? Oh, just some simple stuff. Okay. Where'd I forget that? Okay, and then you're expecting a parentheses somewhere? Oh yeah, this isn't even a thing yet. I'm gonna mark this as such actually, because I don't know if that's going to work. That's what it's listed as the part of the program I'm gonna actually work on today. I don't see that happening. I'm gonna have to poke around at how to get that information, and that might require me testing some stuff that would be showing my channel's like credentials and shit. So I'm gonna have to do that on my own. But we have plenty to work on here, so I'm doing a different section. Okay, so all that's fine. It should boot now. I should be able to pull this up, and after he shows up, we need to press the run button. It hasn't run in a while, so it takes it a minute to wake up, but then it should boot faster in subsequent attempts. Should be popping up any second here. There he is. So we should be able to connect. There it goes. Botman is connected. That's the other nice thing is, I've mentioned this before, the Python version of this script, if the initial attempt to connect didn't work, I had to start over again. I can just press the connect button again with this new version. It's beautiful. Okay, so first of all, is he still working? Wow. The given key friend code was not present in the dictionary. I didn't spell it wrong, did I? That's a very real possibility. Okay. Yeah, that is in the dictionary, so there are a number of things that could be wrong here that I need to check. So let's go here and Shift F5 to crush him. And then it says the dictionary doesn't contain friend code. Which makes me worry that it contains error. String, or well, let's go list of strings. No, not, damn it, it needs to be carrots. String, okay. Test is equal to commands of error. Hopefully that doesn't work. Actually, hopefully it does work, because that would mean I at least know what's going on. If it doesn't work, then I don't know what's going on. Is it not pulling the dictionary down correctly? Is that the problem? I bet that's the problem. I have a feeling... There we go. Uh-oh. Okay, so error is indeed happening. Alright, so we're going to hide that also. So it should still be running? Oh, indeed, it even responded. Okay. Alright, so then I want it to... So it's not successfully grabbing the dictionary, which means I need it to tell me what the error is. There we go. irc.send public chat message is what we want. So we need to go up here and say irc.send public chat message, and we want that chat message to say test dot to array dot to string. That should do it. Why are you mad about this? Oh, it's a method. It needs parentheses. Now it's even angrier. Oh, well, duh. Okay, so then adding toString should actually work this time. Beautiful. Okay, so now it'll actually tell us what's going on. So let's end the script, save, and run again. Did I spell out friend or friend? That's a good question. I thought it might have been a typo, but it looks like that wasn't it. It looks like it's failing to pull down the dictionary, so I need to see why that is. So go ahead and connect, and then if it gets any command, it should do this. What? Oh, true. Yeah, no. Wait, no, that should be right. Because this line doesn't crash it. Okay, so that's... It's not giving me the information I want. So why don't we just go... I want the first item in test instead, which should be a string. So run it again, bring it back. Should give me the error this time. Okay, so there's my information. There's my information right there. JSON value could not be converted to list. So I wrote it wrong. I wrote it wrong. So I need to get this syntax. Yeah. So now we know what the actual problem is. The problem is I didn't... It was what I was worried the problem was, which is I don't know how to input a list as it shows up in a JSON file. So I need to look this up. Or... we could do a write dictionary entry. I mean, it's possible that this all works if you swap out... Like that I would need to duplicate this and then just change all of these to dictionary string, comma, list of strings. If I did that across the board, it might be possible. It might be possible. I mean, what it's showing us here is that this doesn't read. So if I can make it write instead of reading, we should be fine, in theory. So just have it write a dictionary entry so that I can see how it does that, and then I can duplicate it from there on out and just manually fill out the dictionary. Is this worth the effort? So this should be... I'm gonna mess with that though. Because rewriting all of this would be honestly way more complicated than just copying it, making a entry writer version of this. Oh, but this goes all the way down to here. I mean, look at how complicated it is to write a dictionary entry. It seems like I would be better off doing it, like, you know, with this. So write list dict entry, and then we need to go through and take this whole thing, and everywhere we see the word string, the second word string needs to be replaced with that. So everywhere it's defining a dictionary, that needs to be fixed. Okay, and then we know that the value is going to be a list of strings. We know that. Whoa, no. Right, and then list of strings again. I mean, it's so much easier to reuse the old code. Now the key shouldn't be a list of strings. There's no reversed for this, because that makes this way more complicated. So no include reversed at all. That ain't happening. Again, no include reversed. That's not a thing for this. I don't want reverse. The whole point of the reversed dictionary is if I want to search for the value and find the key. I'm not going to search with a list. That's absurd. And to be clear, when I say search with a list, it wouldn't be find me something that matches anything in this list. It would be find me this exact list. So that's not very useful. We won't be doing that, I don't think. I would rather have it iterate through the dictionary to find stuff. Because I would have to do something iterative in order to make that work anyway. So again, no include reversed. Not a thing for any of the members of this method. So now I think I can force it to write a list dictionary entry as long as I just define it. So we're going to save that as it is, and we go back over to the main window. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to hijack this little bit of code and force it to write the thing that I want. So get rid of that. So list of strings test1 is equal to, because this will correct my syntax, so I'll be fine. I can just say it's a list of strings, so it accepts FC, it accepts friend code, it accepts friend code, right? So what's wrong with my syntax here? Oh, I have to say, that's right, I got to use an initializer. New list of strings. That. There we go. And then we won't have it import the dictionary or send that public chat message. It'll skip both of those things. It is instead going to write list dict entry, and we're going to say commands.json working data test. File name, so it needs the key, a list, and then the subfolder. So the key is going to be friend code. And then I won't have to do this from here on out, in theory. Then it would be getting test1, and then there's that last bit of information already there, which is just where the subfolder is. So now if I boot, as soon as it gets a command, it should write that dictionary entry. So we can pull that up, actually. So I'm gonna kill that again, so that I can do this. Then go bin, debug, netcore, and working data test has commands in it, which is currently empty. So then if we F5, start the program, press connect, it's pinging, it's connected, commands.json, still empty. Okay, now hopefully this doesn't crash, but it might. It did not, which tells me that the write command worked. And sure enough, it did. Would you take a look at that? Right on. That's what I'm talking about. So this is going to work, which is great news. Go ahead and close that down. So now all we need to do is replicate this. So it gets a semicolon, and then we just need to replicate that template, and all of these commands should work. But before we go down that line, I'm going to go ahead and add another one to make sure that it is a semicolon between. So let's say this time it'll be what? What's the actual function in here? Tester add. Yeah. So what I'm actually, yeah, I'm gonna change this to match the actual command. So it'll be safe friend code. And then we're going to do two birds with one stone here. So this one will be add tester. And this one will include tester add or tester add. Then we save that like that. And so we'll do two birds with one stone here. We'll add another item to the dictionary so that we can see what it looks like with multiple items in there. And then number two, I'm going to unlock this new version of the friend code command and hope it works. So it's the same thing as below, it's just this whole section with the options has been replaced with, hey, can you just check for that? And so it should be pulling in the dictionary correctly this time. So if we go, if we run, thank you, Rose, thank you, if I didn't say that already. Okay, so that shouldn't crash it, but it did. Poop. Oh, yeah, that was a dumb mistake. Okay, because I needed to change this to match the new thing. So it's say underscore and then all lowercase friend code. Okay, and then it should run again, and it did indeed respond. Okay, and then if I say FC, does it still give me the friend code? It works! No way! And we know that that works because there is, that's pretty exciting, there is no other friend code command. This works. This totally works. And so then if we go back to that, why do I keep closing the damn file location? So we go back, right? Open location. Oh no, I copied that, didn't I? Open folder in File Explorer. Thank you. Then we go here, here, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and commands right there. See, I would have been wrong. It's a comma, it's not a semicolon. I'm glad I checked. So add tester. Alright, so then what I would be able to do here then is turn all of these into much smaller commands. Or much smaller lines, which is great news. And it means I can add variety for all of these, which is kind of more fun. But that's, I mean, that's all of the potential. That's cool. Okay. Like, it's not necessary, but it's just neat, you know? And I kind of like that. Alright, so we want to get rid of the right entry and the test list. That can all go away. Not bad at all, man. Not bad at all. Sorry, it's my brother. He's helping me plan. He is going to join us. It's going to be in September, but he is going to join us for the cooking stream. So it will be Saturday the 11th or Sunday the 12th. Next September, or this coming September, not next September. So we're just deciding on ingredients. Give me just one moment. I'll tell him you say hi. Ooh, Adam is close. It is another A name. Andrew, also close. But no. If you'd like to keep guessing, I won't tell you. If you want me to tell you, tell me if you want me to tell you. If not, I'll let you keep guessing. But it's not Andrew either. Okay, so then we can make all of these work this way. So... Oh, there's only one kill Botman command, so that's different. No, I feel you on that goldfish memory, Rose. I'm right there with you. I'm giving you the chance, because if you're like me at all, you like to try and defeat the goldfish memory. So if you don't care about that, then I'll tell you. I have definitely told you guys before. I'm sure of it. So it should be rattling around in there somewhere in theory, but I don't expect you to remember every detail about my life. Audrey! Further, unfortunately, no. Antonio! I wish. That's a pretty awesome name. This is my brother, Antonio. Why is your brother Spanish? We don't know. He's not adopted. It just happened that way. His name could be considered Spanish in origin, I think. No, that's not right. It's not right. Would it be from the Middle East? Where would it be from? His name's Alex. Alexander. So any and all of these, we can just switch to... We can pop this in here. If my brother was Antonio, it would be legally required for him to be the handsomer one. Yes, it is. With a name that cool, needs to be the most handsome person in a 30-mile radius at any time. Honestly, Alex is a classic. Yes, it's a great, good, strong name. So. The equals ones are going to be more important here. The starts with is going to be a little more complicated. I could simplify things by not including the spaces, but that's kind of the inverse of what I'm trying to do here. Okay, let's do the ones that are easy first. So, where we can just copy this whole thing and replace the if statement. So we pop open commands.json, and we'll just go down the list with all of the ones that are just equals something. So we add a comma after these brackets. And then we go... This will be say links. So say underscore links, and then we do a colon and a bracket, and then we can list all of our options, which include links, Twitter. Discord. I need to update these with all my links that I have up on the website now, because this should also include Patreon, which, speaking of links on my website, I just found out that that one doesn't work. I put the image up there, but if you click on it, nothing happens. Okay. So those are the link options for now. I can update that later. Alright, so say links has been added. And then we select this whole thing. And we paste that there. And we just switch it to say links. And that's a step in the right direction. We can have some, and then the beautiful thing here is if in the middle of a stream even, you know, Benzagon comes up with some new way to type it, all I have to do is go into this and I can control find for, you know, links. Interesting. Is it because there are no spaces? Does it require spaces in order for that to work? Oh well. Anyway, I just have to scroll down and find, you know, links, and I can add, for example, we can just add another one, like TikTok. Alright? And then that's in there. And that's it. I could do that while the system is running, and it'll work. Which is pretty sweet. I mean, I shouldn't do that, to be clear, but I could, in theory. And I can make all kinds of commands so that all of this stuff is actually editable by Botman himself, so that I just have to give him commands to do that stuff. But that's down the line stuff. We need to get all this working first. So we want something similar here. For merch... And I know there's only one there, but I actually have a few that I could use. I gotta stop closing that window! Okay, and then we want to add a new one, which is gonna be a comma. Then we do say merch. And say is just like a subcategory of commands I'm using for whenever it's just a canned response. It's not doing anything other than just like going through a database and pulling out a response. And the way that's working is there's this commands list, and then there's also a secondary list that is responses. And I think now that I have this thing... the responses are going to start getting stacked like this, where it's like there's like an inverse of this list where it's instead of add tester and then it's all the things you could have said to trigger it, it's all the responses to that, the variations, so that he seems more conversational. The super brain way to do that would be to have it like have almost a simple language model going. But I don't know how to do that. I'm not gonna open that can of worms. That's like serious level shit. I'm not in that category. Okay, so merch, obviously merch works, and then store I would also like to work. I might add some others later. That's it for now. So that's both of those. Give me just 1 second and I will be right back. happens when the boxes get to the bottom fully. That's going to work just fine. Well, that's going to work just fine until these get here, was what I was about to say. Yeah, Rose, you think I can handle a simple language model and not completely implode on myself? I question that. I question that. I appreciate the confidence. It means a lot. I really want... What I want... There's this very popular language model right now called GPT-3. In my heart of hearts, I would love to have the ability and access to plug him into this, because it's a very impressive language model. It's very conversational. The previous iteration of it is what runs that AI dungeon text-based video game thing, where it, like, you can literally just type in what you're doing and it'll work with it. They're working on using that language model to develop a system where you can code by writing in plain English, and it'll just fix it. It's crazy. It's like, it's the future. Those language models are going to be very, very crucial pieces of AI. It's interesting to watch them, like, slowly take shape. I have a feeling those things, if AI is going to be emergent and not deliberately made, I think it will come out of language models. Because personally, I'm of the belief that part of the reason we developed so much intelligence, I mean, like, not of the belief, like, I thought of it on my own, but, like, from reading other people's work, it makes the most sense to me that, like, where intelligence or consciousness comes from is kind of around our ability to communicate and remember our interactions. Like, that was, they were all kind of in the same soup. And I have a feeling that if it's going to be emergent, it's going to happen the same way again. That's my just, like, headcanon about the universe. Doesn't really mean anything. Shaders. Shaders. Open the shaders. Okay, so then I would need to add, say, shaders. And then, in order to say the shaders, you need to say either shaders, or I don't have another one for that right now, but we're going to make these all consistent and add them into this anyway, because then I could always add more if I think of one, instead of having to add a complete new entry. Just makes it so much easier to handle aliases. Aliases? How would you say that? Probably aliases. Maybe it's just aliases. I always think language is going to be more fun than it ends up being. Music. Good. And we're going to add, say, music. And people will be able to say, allié. That's my favorite. That's what I'm saying from here on out. So, music. Or, how about tunes? And since I say it a lot, let's include tunage. How I tried coding him in COBOL. I don't know what COBOL is. What is COBOL? Unfortunately, if that was a joke, it was lost on me because I didn't get the reference. I have a feeling you might be suggesting a very pain-in-the-ass language for me to code in. That's my theory. Okay, again, starts with... Oh, but then these are all equals. Maybe the issue with these is that they're not like the... Are there any more that are easy, or do I need to figure it out from here? Okay, we need to figure out what happens for a starts with command. These can probably start to go away soon. Hello is supposed to be, it's going to go back to being what it was before, but I haven't, he doesn't have a life force script yet. So COBOL is an older programming language from around 1960. A lot of older financial systems are still running on that, and there are hardly any people left that know it. That seems really dangerous. That seems incredibly dangerous. I mean, those companies would have to do a hard reset in a few years. How do you even do that? That seems bad, Jakob. I'm concerned by that. Is there anything I should do? Is this Y2K-esque? What exactly how much tinfoil am I going to need? Sending out an SOS. Sending out an SOS. Good timing. Alright, so if we're doing a starts with, then what I was thinking is that this is going to need to be a for loop, and we have it iterate through the options. Have it check all of those. Which is, I think that's technically like what's buried underneath, like contains and stuff like that. It must be iterating through. So I don't think this really slows anything down relative to what I'm doing otherwise. They should be transitioning, but you know how migrations go. If it ain't broken, don't touch it. Yeah, but I feel like running on a coding language that nobody knows and eventually something's going to go wrong, I think that qualifies as broken. I fully understand what you mean, how businesses just aren't going to touch shit as long as it's still precariously balanced. But, good God, that qualifies as broken, man. That's broken. That's not a good thing. Yeah, so what we need to do is... We have a for loop somewhere in here. I know there's some situation where we're iterating. In 2017, 43% of banking systems still ran on that. That is terrifying to me. I find that very upsetting. Oof. I am so hungry. Oh, Alex says hi. He responded. He says hi. Straight shooting son of a gun. Is it not Botman that has that for loop that I'm used to? I just don't remember the way to, like, I don't remember the syntax, and we could just copy it. That's what we're going to do. File, open, recent files. Rerun, who's going to have that? I believe it's going to be in the movement control script. From rerun, we should be iterating through a loop. Yes, there we go. Or iterating through a list, rather. That's what I want. And then we want to go back to... Should be in the main window. And then here. So we'd be iterating through a list. But what's our list? It'll be commands of add tester, right? You can't get the length of a list? Is that not what was happening before? Colliders is a list, no? I guess it's a list of objects, not a list of strings. Maybe that matters. Dot. Is there like itemize or enumerate? Returns an enumerator that iterates through the list. I think get enumerator is what we want. No. Oh. Yes? No? No? Alright, so I don't know what an enumerator is, obviously. So what is that? How to get the length. I always need to remember. Let's see. I need to search for what I actually want, not the problem that I created for myself. List.count. That's what I couldn't remember. There we go. Okay. We want count. I'm sure I went right over the top of it. Okay, great. So that'll give it the list.count. And it iterates through that. I should have left that other window open. Let's do that. Let's bring that back. So bring back movement control, see where we're using it. Okay. So this is going to look muddy. This is going to look really muddy. Because I'm being stupid again, guys. Here's a big twist. But we're going to continue to be stupid. And the way this is going to be is if message dot starts with this may be a very dumb way to go about getting this information. But this is as much about teaching me how this stuff works as it is about anything else. If this works, I'll consider it a demonstration of understanding. It might not be a good idea in terms of efficiency of the code. I'm not actually sure. That's something I still need to learn a lot about. But we can say if it starts with commands of add tester, and then we need another one that is of I. And that's where we actually are. So if the message starts with whichever one we're on, then this whole block of script goes, or whole block of code goes in here. When should I say script and when should I say code? That seems like something you would know, Jakob. Are they interchangeable? I never really feel like I know. La 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 do 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 do. Alright, so we'll use the new add tester command. And just say, who's on the testers list right now? Is there even anybody on it? If they are, it's not on purpose. User data, testers.json. Oh, there are still people on this list. I wonder what the second half of that dictionary will be for. I'm sure there's a use for it. Right now, this is just a list being used as like a dictionary being used as a list. A code creates a program, and a script works with the program. I see. So code is Big Daddy, script is Little Baby, basically. Not necessarily an actual offshoot of the code, but just like my file manager is a script, Botman is the code, right? My stuff is code? Oh! This whole thing is code. Script would be like if you could then type something out that this code could read and then it would do something. Script is like code within the code. If I'm understanding you correctly. Which I'm probably not. I'm trying my best. Okay, so let's try and add a tester then. Command prompt is scripting. Got it. Okay. I think I am understanding you. My stuff is a whole program. I mean, it does make me feel very official, I will say. Jakob, I'm going to add you as a tester. Try and add you and Rose as testers to see if this works. I'm pretty sure that's going to work. That looks very promising to me. First of all, let's just make sure it doesn't crash on contact, which it did. Given key add tester was not present in the dictionary? What? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What? Macros and other switches are scripts. Anything that makes an existing program do something for you. Got it. Got it. Yeah, that. So, like, for example, auto hotkey would be the program, and then the things that you write for it, as I already knew, are called auto hotkey scripts. Because they make auto hotkey, the program, do something for you. Yes? Yes. I feel like the answer to that is yes. Not present in the dictionary, you say? How confident about that are you feeling? Because I'm pretty sure it's in there. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for helping me understand. The given key add tester was not present in the dictionary. Is my syntax wrong? No, that key is definitely in the dictionary, which makes me worry that it's not pulling the dictionary down again. Somehow I messed that up. So again, let's just cut a little block of code out. Like that. I know those are back to back, but it reminds me that they're separate things. So if we run it now, connect, say hello. No, see, it's not finding the dictionary again for some reason. So I have some kind of syntax error in the dictionary, and for that reason it's not pulling it. So we need to go through this and see where I screwed up. There it is. That didn't take very long. Are there any more of those? Don't you know? Okay, the rest of those look okay. Let's save that and bring this piece back. Okay, and then run it again. Edits were made which... No, stop. Stop. What edits can't be compiled? Oh, did I not? I didn't actually stop. I see. Okay. So then connect, hello, and then if I say hello, it should actually respond to me. What the fuck? What'd I do? Oh no, there's still a syntax error, isn't there? That has to be what that means. I still have a syntax error in this thing. Okay. We gotta look carefully. Oh, damn it. Oh, okay. And did I do that anywhere else? Alright, key, colon, bracket, list of values, bracket. Key, colon, bracket, list of values, bracket, colon. That's another mistake. Oh, no, I see. Okay, so that should be the end there. And then this does have a comma before say links. All right. Key, colon, list of entries. Key, colon, list of entries. Key, colon, list of entries. Okay. Key, colon, list of entries. Key, colon, single entry, very short list. Key, colon, list of entries. I got a good feeling about it this time. Do me a favor, just try again. Alright, fine. Don't try again. Alright, just connect. And then don't die. Don't die, Botman. Again? I need it to tell me what the syntax error is. Because, I mean, man, I need to pull back that line that's telling me the error. Okay. IRC.send public chat message. Send public chat message, and then it just needs to send just needs to send me that. Hopefully, I believe that should get the error out before anything crashes. Byte position in line 244. There's a loose exclamation point somewhere. Somebody's outside of their intended location. Sorry if this blinded you. Where'd it say? 244? So 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Wait, is it telling me? It should be telling me, yeah. Take me to 244. Ah. There we go. Okay. Run it again. And theoretically it should crash because there's no error. Like, it will still crash. Yeah, because error is not in the dictionary. Good. That means a good thing. And I'm just going to add a little baby if statement here, and we're just going to say if commands error. So, like, if that exists, tell me. Right? Is that not a thing you can do? I thought I could just ask if it exists by doing that. Nope. Okay. Well, then I'm gonna skip that whole idea, and we'll just bring that back when we want it. I'm just going to. I just usually do 2 if it's something like that. Theoretically, I can get rid of it altogether in a little while, but now it should be working. I should be able to say hello and actually get a response. So go ahead and connect. Hello, nice to meet you too, Botman. Add tester. Jakob. Oh, I can't see you. Okay, so Jakob. This might actually be wrong. I can't remember what your. I can never remember what your numbers are depending on the location. I think you're 001 on Twitch, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, thanks, Jakob. Did it work? I don't think this one has a response. It did not work. Why didn't it work? Ow. A huge piece of my toenail just came off a moment ago. Like a huge piece of my toenail. I hope it's not bleeding. Oh, man. I don't know if I just have, like, bad genetics or what. But my toenails pop off, like... I don't even know, like, what. Oh wait, did I do add tester? That's why. It's still running, right? So did that work? And more specifically, did it include the space? No. Okay, good. I think I do want to modify the tester command so that it's doing the lowercase version of that. Tester add. Tester dot, can't you just to lower? Yeah. Because I think it seems to be happier with lowercase values when it tries to actually check for you. That's what I've noticed. Okay. So that seems to work. It actually ran the command. I forgot to be excited. So long story short, I'll be able to do that multiple command option for anything that's a starts with also. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. I do need to make sure that things like that tester add or whatever, it needs to include a space after it. When it's for one that's a starts with, it needs to include a space. So that's important. It's not ideal, but it's necessary for this to work. And then that makes it not something that the end user notices. So those are all say commands. Okay. So we can save this and close it. And we can get rid of the original tester block. Great. Excellent. This is huge. So I'll be playing with getting him to talk to other channels. As soon as I get it bouncing to other channels, getting information, and coming back, I'll be able to include every single command that's in Twitch, including shout-out and stuff like that, as we have it right now, and then Botman will take over, and I'll continue working on him from there. Jakob, do you know if it would be possible to, like, host him on my website? Is that a thing I can do? I don't know if what I'm saying doesn't make any sense. It might not. But, like, could I take Botman and somehow run him from my website, literally? Would I have to convert him to HTML? Is that still not a thing? I have questions. You don't have to be my personal tech support, but if you happen to know if that's even possible, I am curious. So, like, it gets complicated, but I might be able to, depending on my website setup. Interesting. Okay. I mean, that gives me hope. I'm just happy to hear it's not impossible. Okay. Because I was thinking I could leave him running all the time. If I put him on the website and ran it from there, it wouldn't even be dependent on my power, my internet connection, or any of that. It would be independent of me, which would be good, as long as it's safe. Or, well, not even safe, as long as it's not, going to crumble. Which is a possibility, so. Alright, so what we need is this. That whole section right there is what goes around the outside of the code now. And so we go to... This one gets less complicated. This one gets a lot less complicated. I'm going to need to start over, but it's going to be less complicated. So, starts with... Yeah, because I don't need all of this to be nested. There was no reason for this all to be nested within quote anyway. That didn't make any sense. Why did I do that? I guess for efficiency's sake. Right, it doesn't do any of these checks if it doesn't start with the word quote, because there are a lot of commands around the quote. That's why I did that. So we'll go ahead and put this inside of that then. Depends on my web hosting setup. Since I'm accessing Twitch's API, I should be fine with running him from anywhere I want to. Do I have an actual web server or just a website package? I would assume my I don't know means probably just a website package. I mean, I'm paying for a domain. If that means I have a web server, then yes. But if not, then no. Because I haven't made any extra steps in order to make sure that I have my own web server. So, probably not. Which would mean issues, I assume. So, for example... I got my domain from Florida. I think so. Yeah. So would this be... What does it mean that I got my domain from Florida? I bought my domain via Wix, so I don't know what it's actually... It's all public info who holds my domain and everything. Yes. Yeah, I'm aware of that. I'm behind a company that protects my personal info. Perfect Privacy is based out of Florida. Yeah, so I guess that's all probably kept secret by... I run a Wix website. So that probably helps you answer a lot of your questions. I'm going to be having to learn Squarespace soon because I'm going to be... Well, not learn it. I already know it, but I need to refresh. Because my company's website runs on Squarespace, and they're going to have me start doing that. The company I work for, I mean, not my company, which technically doesn't. It's not. I'm not like incorporated or anything. That seems a bit excessive. Oh, okay, that's good. What? Sorry, my uncle's not doing great. Well, that's unfortunate. He's doing okay, but it's not great news. Long story, not anything you guys need to worry about. Okay. Well, I guess I'll pick up from here. But I'm gonna have to go for today. Well, I'll run it out the clock. I started late. Let's run it out. Let's run it out. I'm not going yet. If you were watching the VOD, you just got bamboozled. Actually, probably not, because you can see a timestamp, so never mind. Okay, so what we want to do here is... we need this one here to take over this if statement. And then I want this right here I have made a mess. What did I do here? I've made a huge mess. Let's put that back the way it was before. Okay, there we go. Yeah, because I added open brackets with no closed brackets with that copy and paste that I just tried to do. That was stupid. Fortunately, there was enough to undo that we're going to be okay. But what's going to happen next is the rest of the existing commands are going to get that same treatment. Then this thing will be as clean as it's going to be for now. I'm not going to make the code much cleaner than that. So what I'll be focused on next, and in my own time, is trying to get this thing to reach out to someone else's channel and get information from it. That should be a possibility. I don't think I need that channel's authorization token in order to do that, but I might. The reason that, like the main bot, like Nightbot and a few of the others are like partnered with Twitch, or not necessarily partnered, but they have like an agreement. So Twitch gives them access to more information than me just reaching out to their API. So I'm not 100% certain that I'll actually even be able to get my hands on that information without being one of their like approved bots, which would be a great end game for Botman. I definitely plan. He's going to be open source. I'm not going to charge for him, but I'm going to spit him out there if anybody wants to use him, because it's a program that runs on your computer. I mean, why not? You know. So that's probably the end game plan for him, but I don't know if it'll even be possible to make it reach out to those other channels and get that information. I have a feeling it will be. It looks like it will be, but I still haven't actually taken an earnest look at it. So that's going to be it for today. The Patron streams are going to be shorter now because they come up after the Twitch stream. So it's going to be 6 hours on these Tuesdays, and it is probably going to stay on Tuesdays. I've worked it out with my company that I'm working with now, and they seem to be happy with that arrangement. So it looks like that's what we're going to be that's what we're going to be doing. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. It has been a blast as always. Botman grows ever stronger with each passing day. So I will see you guys on Thursday for a late night Spawn Island stream, and I will not be seeing you on Saturday because I'll be out of town for my brother's bachelor party. So I will see you guys next week after that. Thank you again. Stay safe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.